Class 6 today will do one lesson from Honeysuckle. So please get your Honeysuckle book, and on this is page number 69. We'll start this chapter called Who I Am. Okay, it's quite a very simple chapter. So we are talking about different children. There are different children in this chapter, and these all are real children. Okay, it's not fictional story. So they are talking about their lives. So we'll see how all these children are different from each other, yet in a way they are quite interesting. Okay, so when we start, the first child that we are talking about here is a girl called Radha. Now, Radha is a very interesting girl because normally uh, girls, they don't like climbing trees. Now, I'm sure some of the girls might, love climbing trees. Okay, before the lockdown period, maybe some of you were doing that also. But more or less, girls, they are not that outgoing or that active. Okay, however, I'm not discouraging you. I want all the girls to be as active, even though you are at your homes. Okay, right now it is a lockdown period. All of us are inside a house, so it's better if you all can exercise and all. Climbing a tree is out of the question right now, but still, once if things does, if this coronavirus, just if we get a vaccine for that, and when everything goes normal, then maybe we all should start climbing off trees too, isn't it? Okay, so enough of that. So Radha is a very interesting girl because she's saying that her favorite activity, her favorite hobby is to climb trees. Okay, and she's saying that there is this mango tree outside her house. She loves to climb that mango tree, right? And she loves to climb up on the branches and look down, right? And many a times her mother used to scold her and discourage her not to climb up trees because her mother feels that it is not very sensible, it is not very wise for girls to climb up trees. But one day, one afternoon, what happened was Radha's mother also, she climbed up a tree, and both of them, they had a wonderful time. And that day, they climbed up the tree and they had carried some raw mangoes, which is very tasty. Okay, some of us find it very tasty. So they shared the raw mangoes and they had a nice time on top of the branches of that tree. And rather feels that she is like the queen of the world when she has climbed up the tree, because uh, normally when you are standing at a particular height, okay, and when everything is quite small, when you look up from that particular height, you feel a sense of power. So you feel as if you entire that as if you own that entire world. You feel like the queen of the world. So Radha feels as if she can rule the entire world from that tree. Okay, then there is this story about a boy called Nasir. Okay, and Nasir is talking about his ambition, what he wants to be, and it's very interesting that Nasir has already started working towards his ambition. Now, his ambition is very unique. Okay, normally most of us, you know, we opt for a career maybe as a doctor in health, maybe as a doctor or an engineer and all, but or maybe a teacher, or maybe uh, and you know this child is different because he has a very unique ambition, and that he wants to be a seed collector. All right, so actually his family is into agriculture. Okay, they are farmers, so every time they have to buy seeds. Okay, because when you cultivate something, you need seeds, and seeds are also very expensive. So one day his grandfather had told him that instead of always buying seeds, you can preserve some of the seeds this year. The seeds, instead of sowing everything, we can just preserve that and use next year. So from that day onwards, Nasir, this idea had struck in his mind. It was stuck in his mind, and he decided to preserve some seeds and keep it. So he has been doing that, okay, because he knows that they do not have enough money to buy seeds every year. So it would be better if he could collect it, okay. So he wants to be a seed collector that way. Then there is another boy called Rohit, and he loves to travel, okay. And he's saying that if if he only had a huge amount of money, then he would like to travel the whole world, right? And he has seen the picture of this beautiful places, and he really wants to go there. Like he wants to go to New Zealand because he felt that the mountains out there is very beautiful. Then he wants to go down rafting in South America in Amazon River. Here also, I think some of you might have seen people going for rafting, isn't it? Before the lockdown, there would be rafts along the rivers and trained raft, people, and people opting that as an adventure spot. So many things used to go on before the lockdown. Like obviously right now we are at home, we haven't gone out. I know most of us haven't gone out as yet. So let us hope that lockdown may finish and soon, and so that we might try this adventure spot soon. Okay, so this child Rohit, he also wants to visit Lakshadweep and then go to the sea beach out there and collect some corals. And then he also wants to visit the beautiful and famous temple, Konark Temple in Orissa. Then he wants to go to Beijing in China and visit the pyramids in Egypt. Okay, and it seems that he loves nature, and he loves to see nature and old architecture and old buildings. Okay, so that is his passion. And then there is a boy called Sarabjit. Okay, and there are many Sarabjit type people around us. That is what I feel, because Sarabjit is a kind of a boy who is he feels angry because sometimes he feels that people don't believe him even when he's telling them the truth. All right, so that makes him very angry. So it seems that a very unhappy incident and misfortunate incident had happened with him. It seems that he couldn't do his homework because one of his friends called Ravi, he had borrowed his textbook and had forgotten to return it to him. So he didn't have the textbook, so he was unable to do the homework. So you know he wanted to tell his parents that sorry, he what happened was his teacher did not believe it. Okay, and he felt very hurt that even in spite of speaking the truth, the teacher did not believe him. So that made him really angry. All right, then there is this incident when what happened was he got into a fight with his younger brother. Okay, and it was his younger brother who had actually started the fight, but his parents did not believe him. So that also hurt him. All right, and then there was this time again in class where what happened was he did not get time to study for the test, and there was this time in school when actually he had prepared, but he wasn't able to do well in that test. It so happens sometimes you have prepared a lesson, but the questions are such that you are unable to answer. So the same thing had happened with Sarabjit. So when he tried to explain to the teacher thought otherwise and scolded him. Okay, and because of that, Sarabjit got very hurt. All right, he felt that